Hey everybody, Rodamon here for another episode of the Desert Survival Series. This is episode 47. I received a ton of very helpful tips, so let's just go over them. JC raised the issue that Jay here has a chemical interest, which means there is almost no point in drug restricting him. He's going to consume drugs as fast as he wants. So here's the issue. If he starts to go on a binge, I'm probably going to have to load them up in a transport pod just to keep them away. Yep. Well, that will be interesting. Yes, McConnell or O'Connell is sleeping in the kitchen. Let's fix that as well. Other tips. So here we go. There's a big long list of them. Fuffy Bag mentioned that Mudge here could probably use a shield belt because, well, to be honest, he can take a hit, you know? He might be a little brain damaged, but he can still get shot at. And, yeah, I'm cranking out some shield belts now, so I will add one for the Mudge. A lot of people mention about how to fix Mudge. Now, there's two ways to do it. There's Luciferium, which is addictive to the point where you can never get off of Luciferium. And then there is the Healer Mech Serum, and I'm hoping to Mech Serum him instead. Now, of course, if I go that route, I also need to replace his lungs, because I don't want the Healer Mech Serum to cure his asthma instead. I'd rather have it work the brain. But, all right, I digress. More tips. Joseph and Didotub mentioned chimneys. Now, if I wanted to add chimneys for this area, I will work on that, but that gets a little complicated because I can't chimney up these here because they interrupt this wind turbine. So either I can destroy this wind turbine, I guess. I have pretty solid power. Speaking of power, there was another tip. 3 Destinos, mentioning that I haven't really touched this geothermal over here. I might as well, especially if I'm going to destroy this wind turbine. I might as well add to my power somewhere else, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Let me roll the game on slow. Thomas Baxter pointed out that I have Earth on the Wrong Meal restrictions. So I'm going to have, instead of NPM only, what I'm going to name this as is bad food again. And I will allow raw food, raw vegetarian, or NPM. Likely he'll be on raw vegetarian for most of the time now that I don't have a nutrient paste dispenser anymore. Additionally, now that we got rid of the NPM, we can butcher some additional creatures, which is good. I need the space. Or rather, I don't want them to spoil up there, I think is a more accurate way of putting it. Wow, this base is getting all sorts of dirty. I'm going to make Jay do some cleanup. Being the new guy. Gotta, you know, bully him a bit. Some other tips. General Nan mentioned emergency doors to the hospital. So I actually really like this idea, and I will get them started. So what they will be is doors that lead straight out of the back of the kill box. And I'll put 2 of them there. And then, additionally, I'm going to put them here as well. Keeping these doors forbidden most of the time, but allowing them to be used in the case of, let's say, a raid or something. He's a pacifist, doesn't need... He also could, I guess, use a shield belt. As you can see, Omni, Quell, they're all ditching their shield belts, so I am definitely needing to make quite a lot of shield belts here. And Trekintosh mentioned one more tip that I'm going to take advantage of. Let's see, I'll put it here. If I could spell for turrets. This, much like the slate that's on the west end of the world, will be uranium stockpiled so I can reload the slug turrets in the heat of battle, as that's how he put it. And then Steve Woodgate also mentioned that the new guy probably shouldn't be on cooking duty, and he'd be right. Yes. So I think I've gotten through most of the comments there. All very useful. I like them all. All right, floors, slate. Let's go and replace the floors. Okay. I could literally not care less about that. Now, another thing I need to do is to make sure that Quell out here doesn't fall dangerously ill. So what I'm going to do is build some roof. Actually going to aim to try to roof up a path here. I'm looking at their desire path because we've got toxic fallout and I don't want everyone falling ill to that. That'd be unnecessarily unfortunate. Alright, as I said, I'm going to forbid these doors. And let's go ahead and put some more tiling in where they need to be. There we go. So it looks like the path, desire path they want to take is up here. Yep, that. I can't have a roof here, though. Because of my lovely wind turbines. A lot of tinkering to do. Alright, so Quell is now under terrain. One thing I could do is try, I think the brief amount of time that they pass through here is fine. Let's go ahead and build some additional roofing. There you go, Omni. Or Jenny. Whomever. Alright. Captain O'Connell. Use the bedroom that I have for you, buddy. Alright, looking good. I still haven't worked on the chimneys back here. I do also need blocks for that. I don't actually have the right stone, so that's something I can work on. These psychoid plants. We have enough food to wait for another rice harvest, I think. Alright, we have definitely insulated ourselves. In fact, I don't want to block the planting from roofs, but this will keep, let's just build as much of the roof as we can over here. This will keep our people nice and protected while they're outside mining. For toxic fallout, all you really need to do is block the, build roofs. That's it. There is no other secret requirements. Quell needs to build that though, so restrict. I'm gonna have Omni unrestricted. Obviously this cacti zone is not gonna be working all that well. You hauled an incomplete amount of resources to there. And there we go. Quell is definitely protected from toxic fallout. If I check the health of everyone, it's currently initial. Another thing I could do is let's change these zones here. So if I change plasteel zone to not include this unroofed chunk. Oh god, it's pretty green. And then did the same with the gold zone. Oops. That should keep them from taking the shortcut, which will harm them in the long run. And then work, restrict is actually what I'm looking for, plasteel. You are sowing don't even allow sowing there. All my cacti, actually, you know what, that's a very good point. All my cacti are going to go bye-bye. Because they're all going to die from this toxic fallout. Another reason not to sow plants everywhere, because if you suffer from toxic fallout, it won't really matter. Where are we going here? Getting some long-distance slag, huh? I'll allow a few of these long-distance trips, but not too many. Out of concern for the health of my people. Alright, we are starting to crank out some shield belts, I think. Yep. Someone's wearing it. Yeah. Omni's wearing it. Perfect. Some free chem fuel. It is crazy out. It's a dry thunderstorm of toxic fallout. Alright, these long trips, I'm curious how detrimental it is to my health. Oh, this is not smart. Hauling yayo way far. Let's pull it all in. Looked like Quell avoided the bad areas that I would want to avoid. I do need a bedroom for O'Connell that I haven't really worked out yet. I could put it here. I could sort of repurpose this area here. Yep, that's probably what I'll do. What is my stone cutting? Sculptor, stone cutting, any blocks? Yeah, we could actually cut some stone here. Get some additional blocks going. Now that we're harvesting this, let's put rice back. Wow, Milla, you were picking out for a long time. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. Don't mind some extra double strand. I was sort of saving it to see if I could get an inspiration to use it, but that doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. You never know. Maybe I still get lucky. I think it's probably about time I start crafting with it, though. Alright, if I am... You are going to break this down piecemeal, aren't you? I don't want that. Break it all down at once. Now, I'm going to make tea until I have maybe 150 of it. So we do have a fledgling go juice business going on, and I don't want to halt that. So, for the go juice business, we will need some additional shelving. It's weird to have the chemical interest person making go juice. Makes me a little uncomfortable. I really don't want him taking any of it. So this here will include yayo drugs. Where is it? Yayo. And then here will be go juice and psychoid leaves, which would be in plant matter. There we go. Not so hard. Nice. Eating meals outside for no reason. I love it. Okay, we have a lot of psychoid leaves. Did I clear the weapons off of this? No, I did not. Alright, so if I have a completed shield belt queue, that means that I have shield belts for my 3 main melees. And they've definitely not picked them up yet. Back to tailoring for him. All right, Mr. J. Mr. J, that's a funny. Okay, so Jay picked up one of the shield belts. Not that it's a problem. I was going to make more. But, obviously I'm going to have to queue that up now. We want 2 more that we were making. Because Mudge is going to grab one. I seem to be missing one. Oh, Roman. Oh, so we're going to need 3 more. I miscounted. There's a lot of shield belts. A lot of plasteel. It's good that Quell is digging up that plasteel quick. Earth is starving because I don't have any raw veggies, so let's consume dromedary meat. I could change his food priorities, but I'm not going to just yet. In terms of the world, maybe I'd try to do some trading here. I have no interest in the Power Claw. We don't have anyone that really fits the bill for Power Claws. Power Claws are really good for meleeers that also shoot. And most of our guys, I guess Earth kind of falls into the Power Claw realm. Because ideally what you have is you have a shooter, and once someone comes into melee range, you switch to Power Claws, and that's pretty strong. But the simple fact of the matter is, most of the time you're not going to want to have them within melee range. I mean, if that's the case, you've already sort of failed. At least that's my 2 cents. I'm actually gonna put the... Let's try to lay out the room here. So we'll want orders. That's a nice 5x5. Right there. Sort of fill in the gaps. Let's do a quick health check. Make sure that we don't have anyone on bad toxic buildup. If I get asked this a bunch, if you're looking for what hotkeys I'm using, it's the right and left brackets or comma and period. Those are the ones that allow you to switch like that. Okay, we are prepping this room quite nicely. What stones do we have excess amounts of? We have a lot of slate. So let's copy this zone, paste, and explosives. Now, another tip that I forgot to write down who mentioned this, but was mention-worthy, is the fact that I really don't need to be using IEDs every time I have insects. I could just be using something like an incendiary launcher, and that's a very good point. So I'm going to actually queue one of those up as well. And then Omni, let's get you on construction. Or off of construction, the exact opposite of what I just said. So we have a lot of backup leaves. Obviously, these leaves will spoil. I realize that I need to probably address that potential spoiling, but we'll see if it needs to be done. So I could put psychoid leaves in here. Yeah, maybe I will. There we are. And that way they don't run the risk of spoiling out here in this general stockpile. Well, that's a lot of plasteel sitting there. I guess Santiago's making the incendiary launcher because I forgot to prioritize someone to do it. And now everyone's eating raw. So let's pause a second and have Roman Quit eating. Cook up some meals. This is just a stopgap until the rice gets grown enough. We made a few too many kibble when we were able to make kibble, as you can see here. Lots and lots of kibble. Aroma's slowly coming together. I suppose I need to remove the floor here. And we'll stick with slate tiles. Okay, we got our incendiary launcher now. An excellent one. Good job. This bedroom doesn't look like much of a room yet, but it will. And then sticking with the theme, even though we're a little low on the required blocks, we'll go and finish this off. And I'll have one overhead mountain tile. That's really not that big of a deal in the bigger, larger scheme of things. Alright, so my shield belt queue is done, which means I should have enough shield belts for everyone. Everyone that needs one. Where are you going with that? So I think Quell is the last one to put one on. Roman has an excellent one. So there is one shield belt in this stockpile that is... Yep, there it is. That's Quell's. Oh, Mudge just tossed one on. Yep. Well, good. Now everyone's protected. Okay, so we did mention that we wanted chimneys for security and other reasons. If we're using this outdoors path, let's roof this off. So for us to do that chimney, we will need one clips, some more sandstone, because that's been our rock of choice. So in order for me to get sandstone, I've got to mine it somewhere. And where better than to just expand the cave indoors, right? It's hard to tell what is sandstone and what isn't. In this green glob view. Alright, most of that is sandstone. Swell. Our Go Juice production has been going real well. We have a whole lot of it. O'Connell, you need a proper bedroom now, I think. We will give you all the accoutrements of said bedroom. Which means marble shelf and end table out of marble as well. Whereas Omni is getting some loving. Am I browning? I am browning out a little bit. I think it's almost entirely because of the solar flare. But what I can do is all these benches that I... Oh, I don't have a dead conduit over here. All these benches in the middle here that I'm not really using, I can scrap. And then, of course... Oh, we constructed this already. I'll be damned. Okay, so let's turn some of this off. We're not using. Save some power. Save a whole lot of power. Are we back to eating raw? Oh, no, that's Earth. He should be eating raw. Okay, looks like we are starting to get our rice back, so I'm going to forbid the simple meals, as we won't need them. I don't think that the elephants or anything like that took any damage from being unfrozen or anything. I think our power recuperated. Yes, I could have used the backup batteries, but it was such a little power shortage, it was not that much of a problem. Oh, we are making insect fine meals. That's just not fine. Let's cancel that. Kibble only. There's our Thrumbo. Jenny in the dark. Want Omni making this stuff. He's a better constructor. And then we have a steel bed for O'Connell. Let's move some of these beds over. Okay, we butchered both of the Thrumbo. And I realized that through all the fun I've been having, I am out of time. So if you have any feedback for me, sometimes I can really use it. Obviously, this episode, I incorporated a lot of your feedback, which I really enjoyed. I hope this episode has been interesting. It was sort of a maintenance episode, so to speak, you know, of just sort of building up and maintaining the base. But alas, that is still required. I think we're pretty well set up for defenses too, which makes me excited because, you know, it's always nerve-wracking to have a base that has giant holes in its defenses. So that part's good as well. If you have any questions for me, I'm always around. The easiest way to reach me is probably through Discord. The YouTube comments are not great for conversing, but, you know, you can drop me a line there too. And I hope you tune in next time. So thank you for watching, and adios.